We are in the losers bracket. We got Team Ash going up against the Chili Donuts, everybody. Sky Temple is our starting map in the best of 5. The X-Cup Winter Playoffs. And we have a very interesting tournament now, since the winner bracket final went a little bit different than many expected. So now we're looking at a series where if you win it, your reward is that you're going up against Team Wow. Now, of course, there is quite a bit of prize money here involved as well, 4,000 euros in total, and the prize pool is broken down to the 8th place, which means the farther you go up in the standings, the more money you get. Therefore, every single position that you can fight for is going to increase that, and that's what the team are going to be playing for. Now we got Team Ash, our Russian-Ukrainian team on the left side in blue, and they ban out Zarya immediately since Rutsu is playing on the other side. Now we got Wubi, Make and Lauber here. The boys obviously quite strong and a lot of good names there. And we were a bit delayed with creating the lobby, and Make for a couple of minutes was apparently not... he hosted the lobby, and then he needed to adjust the teams and who played on which side, and nothing happened. And I remember that Make yesterday was talking about how he wanted to go drinking yesterday. Now it's 4 o'clock at this point, of course, but maybe he went a little bit overboard with it. Doesn't really seem like it right now, but yeah. Maybe he's still a bit affected by that. I guess not. But here we go. So we got Bishops with an immediate Sylvanas pick. His Hanzo got banned, so they locked in Sylvanas right away. That one already quite important. Sylvanas for side lane pressure, split pushing, team fight pressure, just way too powerful here. And that's something that they're now going to go for too. But the double pick, Dehaka or... okay. I was about to say Dehaka or Blaze, what are they going to opt for on the side lane? But they are not even picking it. Instead, they're going for Falstad. Okay. So they got Make on the birdie, and they have Rhaegar together with it. That brings us right away to the same question on the blue team side. You can still go for your Blaze, but if you feel that you need to mirror Falstad, it might be even better for you to just simply opt in for Dehaka, ban Blaze out if you're worried about him being played by Wubi. There's the Dehaka pick. And now again, you can ban Blaze, you could ban... I mean, anything else too. Lauber might even go again for his... His ETC with a stage dive? I don't think so. He played ETC twice in the first few days. Muradin is more likely, I guess. For Wubi, it's either going to be Urel or Blaze, I suppose. Depends a bit on what gets banned here. But with Renella playing Lucio, that allows them very, very quick rotations. So that's already a nice touch. Here comes the quick ban on Renuvrak. No dive from them with Sylvanas follow-up. And of course... here's the important ban. What do you ban on the side lane? They ban Blaze. That leaves Urel. Now, it leaves more than Urel. You could obviously also go into Leo, just to name one more. Side laners is not really something that you can choke them out very easily, but when we're talking about impact, Leo and Urel definitely stand out a bit if they're going for a fairly standard combination here. Have not seen any frontliners, by the way. So tanks are still all up for grabs. Could still go for Jojo. Dibbles is up. Garrosh. Diablo gets locked in by Lauber. And here's ETC. Side lane ETC. Okay. So they're actually going for it. I was also thinking about Lauber when I mentioned ETC, but Wubi is going to play him right now. Back in the old days in HGC, you picked ETC early because you could go for him as a main tank or a side laner. And here he's going to be played with Echo Paddle on level 7 for the extra side lane pressure, and then Stage Dive of level 10. That allows them to mirror Dehaka a bit. I don't see this being a mosh pit, despite the fact that they have Falstad, but they're going to run ETC against Dehaka. And Garrosh gets played by Denado. He had some great games on Garrosh already throughout the tournament. And on top of that, we also have Maitri on Tychus now. Okay, here we have it. Rotsu, final pick for map number 1, the Chili Donuts against Team Ash on Sky Temple. And it is Greymane. Told you, our boys making a comeback. Greymane comes in, Sky Temple, first map. Let's go, everybody. Team Ash against the Donuts. Left side, everybody. We got Renella on Lucio, Bishops on Sylvanas. We got Denado on Garrosh, Maitri, he's playing Tychus in the first game, and Morenas with Dehaka. On the right side of the map, with potentially 2 globals, we have Marco on Falstad, Skok on Rhaegar, Rutsu is playing Greymane, Lauber plays Diablo, and Wubi, he's rocking the side lane with ETC this time. A hero that they played previously, I think it was day 1 of the tournament, where we had them pick it twice, It was Lauber that played him on, I believe, Infernal Shrines and Battlefield of Eternity with great success. But of course now a different role for the hero, as we are likely going to get Stage Dive on level 10. He's going to try and mirror the movements on the Haka, and they still have Falstad as a secondary global that they can use on the map. Now that's going to be successful or not, that's a different story. Team Ash is a team that you should not underestimate in the slightest. And, well, we're going to see what they can do with all of this now. Because at this point, Renella and Denado, they are already looking for the first victim. Denado has played with his Garrosh in some great games just yesterday and allowed for a lot of fantastic kills. And this might be the first one. If they can body block him a little bit more... Nah, nobody was able to stay ahead of Lauber. There's another attempt to get him flipped into the team though. But yeah, cooldown wasn't ready on this one. Now, Denado got his Garrosh, if I remember correctly, even banned out yesterday after he utilized it once. So, yeah, it's quite the powerful pick for him. And he feels very, very good on him, as you can already tell. But then again, he's already focused himself now. And there's Greymane, that could be the kill. But Renella helps with the escape. They're all just moving away from this. Bishop's trying to dive out here. We got Denado quickly tapping the fountain too. Top side. Whoopi, he's gonna play against Morenas now. We still expect the Echo Paddle for him to be picked on level 7. That's normally what you're going for when you play side lane ETC. Overwhelming Infliction for Sylvanas. And, well, the birdie went down in the bot lane. Now, that shouldn't have happened to them. So they are able to catch Falstad. The bird got wrecked and, well, it's gonna be a couple more chicken wings at KFC. So, level 4 Talons up next. Top side, the first camp was taken, and they're still going for side lane pressure here. Lauber is also so low that he's not going to have an impact on the defense any longer. I don't think he has a fountain cooldown up either, so that's really a problem. He needs an assist. Bishops is going to murder that wall with his Sylvanas if nobody helps out. But at the top we have a similar push going on now too, since Morenas was very much alone against this entire camp push, but at least with Tychus' help, he should have an easier time defending this. There's still going to be structural damage, that's unavoidable. And down here, we already have, yeah, the next wave burned down, one tower is eliminated. Lauber has a few hit points back, so he can at least hold the lane for now. The bigger they are on level 4, shocker I know against Diablo, right? So yeah, the bigger they are is in. And they're gonna burn him down quickly. Whereas Garrosh is starting to make his way up towards the top side. Also, of course, trying to play around with the vision a little bit as they're aiming for the watchtower. Sylvanas against Falstad at this point in time. And Maka is low. So Bishops already knows that he's very likely going to be attacked by multiple, especially since Maka is more or less baiting him a bit. And this might just work. Here's Diablo and Bishops dove out right away. Still got the damage out and keeps him occupied. But I'm not sure if he can get the kill. That was a really nice move for Maka there with the Hammerang. So that took Bishops down a notch. And now we have the shots fired by both teams. And it seems like they're trying to make a play for the top. And they're going for Greymane, who barely survives thanks to Rhaegar. The Wolf Pact is doing well. And they're getting a few shots stolen away from the top temple. Yeah, Whoopi is closing in on level 7 with his team. But he's also a bit isolated. The drag, he dodges out on it. And there's the slide. He gets out of this easily. Well played by the former HTC player. Renella also dying. Only a single kill in this game so far against Falstad. Level 7 talents are ready now. There's the drag. And that's Lauber dropped. Lauber is down. And no Echo Pedal. Goes into the hammer on. Okay. Yeah, different variation now. Synergizing a bit with the Guitar Hero on level 1. So hammer on level 7 for him. Where Sylvanas is taking the very safe path around on the left. Maka was already moving through the corridor here. So that would have been quite annoying for Bishops if he would have just moved straight into the birdie. A lot of structural damage, especially on the right side, as the mid lane fort has been nearly put down to 50%. Bit of damage done also over here, but this is of course the fort that is likely going to fall first. Yeah, talking about falling, Maka is dead again. Yeah, Maka gets dropped once more. Skog was trying to go for the bite and realized that he would only expose himself if he made that play. So now we have 3 kills to 0 as Team Ash is doing a really good job now. In the early stages at least. They're stealing the camp away. Good move also from Rhaegar here, allowing Lauber to escape. If he gets flipped by Garrosh, that would be another big problem. And they are making a move for the camp and potentially also for Diablo. Bigger they are could potentially be used here. But Greymane is back, Falstad is flying in, so yes, there is a lot of structural damage thanks to the Siege Giants. Drops it nearly at 50%, but they can't get the kill itself. And at the top, Wooby took the fort. Wooby takes the fort down. Boss is by now, of course, also up, so that's another hotspot on the map that eventually could be contested by both of them. But despite the fact that the first fort is down, there's a lot of structural damage by Team Ash. Diablo gets already chunked down. The bigger they are, absolutely murders him. And Dibbles is dead. He has the level 10 abilities. That gives us the taunt on Garrosh. And they are already ready for Macke at the bot lane. Yeah, Macke is dead. Macke is dead again. There's no escaping this one. He got completely caught flat-footed. Lucio speeding them up, of course, helps a lot here too. And with the help of Sylvanas, they can take the fort down. Don't even have to bother going for the temple to drop this one. And that puts them even further ahead here. 5 kills to 0. 5 kills to 0. On the ults, we have Lucio still waiting this one out. Diablo now picking the Apocalypse. And we already have Stage Dive for ETC, as expected, so he can mirror the movements now. But Greymane hasn't really made a play yet for his ult. And, well, there's the high five. Greymane picks the bullet shortly after, so they're playing around those a bit. We have in the mid lane another fort destroyed, or about to, but Denado gets attacked. Both of them flew in. They didn't get the kill, though. That's a bit unfortunate for them. They committed a lot here. They committed not only the fly, but also Stage Dive to move down to the bot lane and take these shots. In and of itself, not a bad idea. You're still getting a lot of value out of it, of course. But that also means they're going to have a tough time defending the top and the mid lane. Because Team Ash isn't giving a shit about the bottom of the map. They're sitting here and they're saying, alright guys, we're just going to take that fort. We're going to push the top lane out a little bit. Morenas can now move in. And after they've just got value, they can go for the play here. And that didn't really work the way that Mark intended it to. They thought they knew where the Haka was and tried to gust him away. But that backfired. Denardo is escaping. ETC is already down. They dropped Wooby. And they're looking for more. They want another kill. They miss the Tong though and can't go for Rutsu. But the engage against Denardo is ready. But they still cannot get the kill. And Lauba is slowed. And he is dead again. 96 souls for him. Not gonna come back anytime soon. It's still low death timer, so it's not too bad. Would have been more annoying to lose your stacks, I suppose. But still, with the fort in the mid lane already destroyed, they can now go for the boss. And at the same time, they're making the play, thanks to Camp and Temple, for the top lane fort. Yeah, 7 kills to 0. It's tricky for the Donuts. They're having a real rough time to get those kills. Greymane is just not able to take him down. And you can tell also from the damage numbers. 17,000 damage. Tychus is literally doubling that. And Sylvanas is also 22,000. Diablo is having a lot of problems staying alive too. Every time Loba makes the engage and he gets isolated just for a moment, Tychus drops his bigger they are and chunks him down hard, and the rest of the team follows up with the kill damage. And there we see the same play again, or at least the attempt of it, but Gust is out, Stage Dive is ready, bot lane gets attacked, Boss and Camp are there. The Haka used his ult too, so they have to move back for now. But the problem is still the same. The boss had a lot of time at the bottom of the map to already go through the entire gate. And the play continues, and they're making a move for Lauba again, and he dies, and so does ETC. Denado moving in with ease and getting them the kill opportunities that they need. And they are going for core. ETC is still down for a couple more seconds. Denado is low, and I don't think they can take the game here. But even if they can just a bit of damage on the core itself, that would already be a huge win for them. But they're realizing that once ETC is back, it's probably a bit too much to ask for, so they just fall back. But they got the keep, and that's of course an incredible advantage given how early in the game we are. 9.5 minutes. And I honestly believe that we are going to eventually end up with Garrosh being banned on certain maps against Denardo. He's definitely shining on that hero right now. It's also the combo with Lucio that really helps him, and he has the extra speed and he can move in. That of course closes the gap quickly. Lucio at least will be banned. I don't think that we're going to get Renella a lot on Lucio throughout these games here. There's a lot of these combos that they're bringing together. And now you're in a position where you can easily just trade temples. This is exactly the spot that you don't want to be in when you're the Donuts. They're taking the bottom temple with ETC, but if it's a temple for a temple, they're still going to be far behind. Because the shots up here, they're already dropping the final fort, and then the mid lane is going to be attacked right away. The red team knows they can't be happy with only that, so they are approaching the middle. And Team Ashe is currently looking for level 16. They don't want to fight with 13 to 13. They might have to, though. I'm not sure if they can avoid it, but they take the camp in the middle, or the minion wave, and that gives them the talent advantage, and it forces the Donuts away. The birdie is dead again. The Ancestral came a bit too late. There's the Warlord's challenge, and Rhaegar is dead. 2 more kills, 11 kills to 0. 11 kills to 0. The Chili Donuts are being eaten alive here. Team Ashe, they went on a sugar craze and they just ate one donut after another. A few more are all on the table and they take him. Rutsu, the next one to fall here. Odin gets already popped. I mean, holy shit. They really want this game, don't they? If they advance to the next round of this tournament, that would put them at least into 3rd place. Whoever loses this series is 4th place in the tournament. And I don't know what's going on here also on the side of Make. Apparently an order came in from KFC, I can only guess, because they are in need of some chicken, and the chicken gets delivered. 1 kill on the bird after another, 4 deaths on him. Same is also true for Diablo. Not so terrifying today. What on the boss? Boss is on a 1.5 minute timer. So what the red team needs is level 16. They need level 16 talents so that they can contest these fights a bit. And yeah, the shots now at the top lane already. You only have 1 single keep left, and then those temples are attacking the core directly. ETC with the aggressive shredding. Executioner has now also been picked up, and the Earthgrasp Totem. But they are getting fully outplayed here. The damage just is not enough. Greymane has massive troubles getting into these fights. And he's getting shut down at every step of the way with Tychus and with Sylvanas, just simply out-pressuring them in these situations. So yeah, it's a tricky spot to be in. A little bit of a vision fight up at the top. So far, nothing really happening here. There's a stage dive again. They come in with a quick move. Also, looks like Denado could find himself on the receiving end of an ass kicking, but nope. He gets still saved and healed back up, whereas Greymane has just no opportunities. He gets flipped in, gets dropped. Ancestral saved at least some of the front line previously, but now they are finding themselves on the back foot again and again and again. As we have another quick stun, and I don't even realize that he had an opportunity there. But as all of this happens, guess what? More structural damage at the top, and the boss is now up to... Oh boy. Yeah, that's rough. That's really rough. They kind of have to try and fight here, but they can't, so I don't know. If they get a quick kill, then maybe, but it's literally a 5 versus 4. They can't even defend the top lane now. Greymane has to come here and help out, which means the top lane has even more, and that is, of course, symptomatic for this entire game. The A synergy between Make and Lauber, the gust after the APOC, Diablo dies, Denado, finally they get a kill. But I don't think it's gonna matter anymore. The top keep is taking damage at the camp, was completely left alone. Greymane also dead, and guys, again, this is pretty much the symptomatic for the entire battle. Look at this. Diablo moves in, they try to go for the APOC here, and then the gust gets used at the same time. The communication is just not there. And now Make gets cleaned up at the bottom of the map. 17 kills to 1. The top keep is down to half HP. They don't even bother with it anymore since they can go straight for the core. Temple at the bot lane could also help them to finish this off, but they don't have to. They go for Lauber, they drop him. Bishops, he might fall here, but he's able with his level 20 to quickly jump out. And instead it's Rhaegar that dies. And that's all she wrote. That's game, that's the lead. Team Ashe, they take the advantage in the best of 5 series here in the loser bracket as they take down the Chili Donuts on Sky Temple. GG, well played, nicely done. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Dragon Shire, the second map in the series. The lead goes to Team Ashe. So they are able to win Sky Temple. Now we're heading into Dragon Shire, our second map. And it seems like the Donuts, they have to step it up a bit. Maybe they're not quite awake yet. Play that warm-up game, you know. Get things started here. And we'll see how this is going to work out for them in the long run. But of course, it's... I mean, there is quite the difference here. It's a best of 5, so you can make sure that you're slowly getting into the series. You don't have to murder it right from the beginning. But for Team Ash, that's quite the boost, I suppose. For them, it would be fantastic to win the series here. And move into the top 3 for sure. And who knows? Maybe they can even challenge Team Wah in the next round. Either way, Hanzo is getting banned, so it is the Bishop's Respect ban that we're getting from them. And what else are they going to get rid of? I mean, my question would immediately if they're worried, for example, about Garrosh at some point, or at least banning Lucio out. Zarya has been banned now too, so they are still sticking with let's make sure that Rutsu cannot hurt us too much. That Maiev is something that you most of the time can't really avoid unless you are willing to drop another ban on him. But they can try and deal with it at least. So yeah, it's donut time. And there's the Junkrat ban instead. Yeah? Still banning full Overwatch here. But that leaves us with Denato's Garrosh. It leaves us also still with Lucio up for grabs. All of the supports are still in. None of the side laners have been banned either. The next question would of course be, as usual, what are you gonna do with Blaze? But this is also a map where you have to keep in mind that this is where Rexa really shines, right? Rexa is really, really powerful on this map and can be played. And one of the teams that always played a lot with Rexa in the past is Team Ash. So maybe they're gonna go for that. Well, maybe not. Wooby picks the king of Dragon Shire immediately. And yeah, has that right away locked in. So I suppose this is gonna become a little bit of a difficult pick. Would be kind of funny if 2 teams could pick Rexa, if you could just go for mirror matches. That's like one of the things that I never really understood. It's honestly one of the easiest things that Blizzard can do, and I've been advocating for this for years now. I don't understand why Blizzard doesn't open up custom games so that you can mirror pick in custom games and that you can also pick multiple heroes of the same. Imagine a custom game just for fun where you have 5 Abathurs against a couple of Murkies, for example. Or just 5 Murkies against 5 Murkies. Just for the lulz. It sounds like one of the easiest thing to get into the game. One of the easiest changes that you could make. And it creates so many opportunities for content creators in particular to just create funny scenarios and have battles going on between players and viewers. It would be good for streamers too. But instead, what do we get? We get shit like weather. That's what Blizzard focuses on. Crap like weather that we get. Or that shitty medallion that they had. But a change like this, you know, where you can actually bring some content in, Blizzard is sitting there like, nah. Nope. Not needed. We know what you want. We know what you need. You have no clue. Little side tangent here. Sylvanas and Rhaegar. So, pretty good start for the blue team regarding the draft. But now we have a Blaze in... I mean, this can't be a main tank Blaze, right? If any map, then it's Dragon Shire and Infernal Shrines where that could be a thing. But I don't think that they're going to do that. So triple frontline here. Which would mean that Rutsu... I mean, they can always swap heroes around, so there's that. But yes, it could technically be a main tank Blaze and then a Rexa, but I doubt it a bit. So more likely that they're going to have a triple melee here. But the double pick with the Nubrug and Falstad. So Bishops is going for the birdie again. We've seen that a few times from him, especially on this map, and he has quite the impact on that hero too. If you take his Hanzo away, it's at your own peril. He can go for Sylvanas, he can go for Falstad, Uther, and Vala. Okay, now we're talking. They're going for the Uther main tank, and then have a double support Vala with a Blaze to boot. Now things get interesting. Now we're talking. Give me that auto attack style, baby. Wooby at the top lane, Rexa, the strongest solo hero on Dragon Shire because of the Rexa-Misha split. But yeah, that's quite the powerful comp that they have. As long as Rutsu is Beastnit, of course. That's the main one. And Morena's the final pick. It is Hogga. Dragon Shire, everybody. Can the Donuts come back? Are they awake yet? Did they have their coffee? Or is Team Ash extending the lead to 2-0? Let's find out. Game number 2. We are on Dragon Shire, everybody, and it is time to party. On the left side, we got Renella on Rhaegar this time. We got Morenas on Hogger, obviously, Mitra and Sylvanas. Bishops on Falstad, and Denado is playing in Uberak. It's all about Vala at this point. It's all about Creed of the Hunter and the Gambit stacks. Rutsu on Rexa. We got Lauba on Uther, Mak is playing Vala, Wubby on Blaze, and Skok on Brightwing. So this is going to be a bit wild. Vala is obviously the only damage dealer for them, but as long as they keep her alive, she can definitely deliver that damage. That's the beauty of having Vala with a double support, and in this case, they obviously have additionally also a very strong frontline for her, with a bunker eventually being used too. But Make needs to be kept alive. It's really important for him that he keeps the attack speed up, so that once he gets level 16 with his Manticore, he can absolutely crush everything that is in range. So he needs to do that. Get a few stacks together on your level 1, that's important, but even more important than that is that you don't lose that attack speed if you want to fully capitalize on your level 16 talent. So that's something to keep in mind here. Rexa, normally you find him at the top lane, but at the end of the day, it's just important that he's on one of the side lanes. The whole idea of Rexa is that he can control the experience on the lane and also the objective at the same time, because he just splits Rexa and Misha up. That's why he wins those lanes against other side laners. He doesn't have to kill them, he doesn't have to push them back. All he has to do is control objective and experience, and eventually he will win the lane for the team in the sense that he controls his shrine, and the opponent is either losing the objective or is losing the XP. Now, most teams deal with that by trying to gank up on him. Falstad can, for example, fly in to just name one. If you have a Genji, he makes a quick transition. There's oftentimes kill squads that roam to the side lane. But in theory, that's pretty much the idea behind all of this. This game is going to be a little bit different, simply because they have next to him also Blaze then. And Uther is, of course, played as a main tank, which we've seen for a long time every now and then. But there's the first kill. So Brightwing goes down. But this is a team composition that is going to scale into the late game. So it's important to note that as long as Vala stays alive and is able to stack a little bit, that late game is really where the donuts are going to be the strongest. Right now, this is where they are in one of their weakest forms. It's up to Market to really get those stacks in. And these brawls help him do that. He's at 42 already. And we see them kill Rhaegar too. So Uther supplies the stun. And they're able to get that connected. But this is a real good start here for them. Oh boy, Wubby! Look at him, the balls of steel. Actually, I'm not saying Wubby, it's not even Wubby. Didn't you Make know? Make gets killed. Okay, so me brain farting, it's Rutsu that actually goes for the level 4. In my head, it's still Wubby on the side lane with Rexa. I don't even know why. But yep, he goes for the animal husbandry. So he says, I'm not gonna die here. We got enough supports, I'm not gonna die. Misha and me, we're gonna rock that hit point pool. And then, while I'm screwing that up and trying to save it, Make also screws up and dies, so that's already 5% of his attack speed gone. And that's annoying. Now again, this doesn't end the game for them, this doesn't mean that the Vala can't rock in the late game, but this is already a little bit annoying that it happens this early. You really want to limit her death number. So 5% of the attack speed are lost, but they are getting a very early first reward on the quest. So that's the good news. 52 stacks at this point in time, that's quite solid. That's absolutely solid here. Morenas is also getting attacked and slowed, and that of course allows even more stacks for Vala. Rexa has to be careful at the bottom of the map. Again, especially since he took the animal husbandry, he doesn't want to die either, so it's more or less true for both of those heroes. The early level 7 still for Team Ashe. Keep in mind, they are the ones that are in the lead in this series. They're trying to extend that. Vala with the hot pursuit. Getting those auto attacks still connected as they're trying to brawl, and they can invade this. Vala is already diving in way too hard, and Make is dead again. You can't vault forward like this. I honestly sometimes don't understand why he's that aggressive. The aggression itself is not a problem, but that was way too much, and now they're getting blocked here too. Brightwing and Uther are down, and they're pushing this even further. This is really not how you want this to start. Not even a little bit. So after they kill Vala, he has the full isolation of the two supports, and they are both getting dropped. 5 kills to 1, and that allows for a big push at the bot lane. They have 2 camps as well here, which makes things, of course, even worse. Make is back, but that's already 10% of his attack speed gone. And I don't think that's going to be the last death. If after 4 minutes you already die twice, that's not good news. And he's just a bit too aggressive here. With a Death Dealer, you can always try to, you know, get those resets, get those additional moves in. But it doesn't really look great for them right now. The late game is going to be their friend, but the early game is so disastrous that a good late game will be tricky. 6 kills to 1 level behind, losing ground, losing stacks on Vala. Bot lane still pressured a bit. Half HP on the fort. Top lane moves by Sylvanas. This is a pain chain that is headed their way, and Team Ashe is not pulling the brakes. This one is hitting hard and harder every minute, honestly. They're just losing a fort for absolutely free. The rotation towards the top, the plays with level 10, they know they can't go up against that, so they're not even trying. The fort is destroyed, and the move into the mid lane could drop that wall too. Wooby tries to get away, gets stunned once, twice. Brightwing helps. There's the cocoon. And Wooby likely gonna fall. The heals are still coming through, but I'm not sure if they can keep him in play. And the answer is they can. Damn! And they lost Sylvanas. Wow. Team Ashe, I think they should have at least committed to the kill here. But Wooby makes it out, and Sylvanas dies. So despite the level 10 abilities for the blue team, we got the Donuts with a bit of a win. If they can build on that, they can claw their way back into this. Divine Shield is now up. We also got the Boars. Keep in mind that Rexa has actually not fallen yet, so Rutsu has not lost anything. So that's good for him. And as all of this plays out, we have even more pressure in the middle. Misha. Yeah, looking for bishops. Now, towards the mid lane, that's where the attack is still being set up. And of course, we haven't seen a single Dragonite yet. But, I mean, bear with me here for a second. If Misha bears down the bot lane and is able to make the impossible possible, comes in and maybe drops Falstad, now that would be fantastic. But, of course, if the fight turns against them, that would be unbearable for Rexa. If he loses his own companion, that would be a big, big blow right here. But at least so far, it's looking alright. Donuts turning into bear claws over here as they are starting to get even more aggressive, pushing the towers down, trying to go for more control on the bottom shrine. Having still some trouble at the top, where of course the Bridge of Death is currently pushed back by one of the camps. But at least it's 6 kills to 2, one of the level behind still. And here we have in the mid lane, still the plays made by Rutsu, who has not died yet. So he is getting more HP, and that makes this entire setup a lot more tanky. So pretty nice for them. But okay, we got on, in total, we got 21,000 damage now by Vala. The second reward stack has been hit by her, so she's above 100. 7.5 minutes in, we still haven't seen a Dragonite yet. But, well, Bishops, he is going to assist them, trying to take Wooby down. And, no, unless he commits to the Gust and they try and get him even further isolated, that's not happening. But they want Rexa! There's the stun! Rutsu gets attacked! The Dragonite is... that's a bug. There's no Dragonite here, not yet. They don't get the kill on Rutsu though, so the fight gets turned on them once again. And Misha, they have not lost their hit points yet. Okay, so at least for now, things are not really too bad. At this point, it looked for a moment as if they could go for Rutsu and take him down. They really wanted him, as you could see. They even moved past Wooby and decided that they're not going to make a play for him, but instead focus on Misha and Rexa. But now it's more pressure from the red team. Shouldn't really amount to anything because they don't have even at a level 13, so I don't think they can make a stand in the middle of the map against them. Falstad, of course, is already claiming the top shrine now, so there's that. Marke, a few more hits for him. Sits at 106 after he died twice in the first 4 minutes. He has been playing a lot more reliable ever since. Has now also Gloom available to dodge out on some of the damage. But in addition to that, we of course have the Divine Shield for Uther that can be used as a bit of a panic button whenever Vala gets attacked here. Rutsu dodges the stun, alright. No commitment with Cocoon. There was nobody nearby that could have helped him, so yeah. And with that, we now have bot side, Marke still doing his thing. And starting to take the next one down. Up towards the top though, talking about taking things down and stealing stuff away. They're stealing the camp. 13 versus 13. It's nice that you took the camp at the bottom of the map, but your own camp just got stolen. It applies even more pressure at the top. So this lane is really struggling. Normally, this is not the place where you want to push. It's the bridge of death for a reason. If you get caught here, you're getting completely crushed. But if you just send one camp after another over this and the towers fall and the gate does too, then of course eventually you're going to be able to push past it regardless. Another siege giant camp in this case is also stolen away. So they are playing very aggressive with the camps that they are taking. Ancestral early on already. Uh-oh, that choke point could become a problem. Morena's a bit low now too, but they're trying to make a play for him. No gust available any longer, but they still got the cocoon. And Nubarak is in trouble. After the initial save from Rhaegar, he now finds himself on the focus down by Chili Donuts. No move for cocoon either. But the siege giants, they are still doing damage here at the fort, and this one is likely gonna fall soon. At the top, the gate has already fallen, the towers are all low as well, but at least we're finally seeing a few kills for the Donuts. It was about time. Falstad is top damage in the game, even out damaging Vala. But she is of course still stacking, and as mentioned before, her level 16 is going to be the big game changer for her. Despite the fact that she already lost 10% of her attack speed. Still pretty good. There's the kill attempt onto Renella, and he's fully on the wrong side of this one. So yeah, Rhaegar goes down. That's another kill for the Donuts. Guys, there is a comeback possible here. They are starting to do work now in these situations. Bishops is taking the control of the bottom shrine again, but they're continuing the play now through the middle as they're trying to get the level 16 talent. They of course have to still close that gap. It hasn't just magically happened. And it's a ring around the rosy play as everyone exchanges shrines. Nobody has been able to pick a Dragonite up, and we're already 11 minutes into the game. But Vala is getting more damage through. So yeah, they're going for another kill, and they get it! And Nubarak is dead, and Vala now has Manticore. Can log in the level 16, and now things will get interesting. With Manticore and the 15% additional attack speed that she still has, plus also the stacks that she's getting on her level 1, this is going to make this very interesting. It's another camp. By the way, how many of these camps are going to ascend to the top lane? How many have they taken? Let me take a look at experience. Mercenary, look at this. Mercenary experience between the two teams right now. They're doubling it. They're easily doubling it. Brightwing now has to retreat even in order to help out there. But yeah, that's kind of bonkers. Insane amount of XP. They got so many camps at the top lane alone. Nice move here by Sylvanas with the silence, but the gust was also used. So they couldn't get the kill, but they buy a bit of time for themselves. Rexa and Misha, still no deaths on them, so that's a lot of hit points that they have. That's great play by Rutsu. He has not died once yet, so the hit point pool for him and Misha just continuously increases with the animal husbandry. And it makes for a very tanky setup as Vala is trying to take in the number 1 position in regards to hero damage. We're not there yet, but as the game continues and they're getting more stacks, they might be able to make that work. Another kill, this time it's Falstad, and now it's 6 kills to 6. Guys, they're equalizing this. They have nearly caught up in experience, they have caught up in kills already. And Renella pauses the game. Yeah, not sure what exactly is going on. If maybe someone dropped here. Denado is still in action. Falstad might have had some problems there. But generally speaking, this is still a bit of an issue. 134 stacks now for Vala. They're already moving down to the bottom of the map to take that fort. I'm not sure if they can go for a Dragonite here, but there is still a lot of pressure that's being applied. So there's some good news for Team Ash. They apply pressure at the top. The entire wall has been opened up. If they are diligent about taking these bruiser camps, they might be able to eventually apply pressure to the keep, and Falstad can of course use his side lane moves with a global to try and exude even more pressure here. It's a bit bonkers to me that they never even took that fort down here, so that would have at least given them some catapult moves. But the last few minutes were honestly the show of the Donuts, as they were just going through one fight after another. And now, I want to double check a little bit what the damage also is on Rexa. He's at 18,000 damage. He's done a fairly good job. A lot of the kills that we've seen from the Donuts in the last couple of minutes, Rexa was involved in. Now, he's the only one that hasn't died for the red team yet, but if you look over to the blue team, it is Hogger that has not fallen once. 32,000 for him, 38 for Sylvanas, 39 for Falstad. Shout out to Bishops. The man is so dangerous on his Hanzo alone that we oftentimes forget how solid he is on Sylvanas and on Falstad too. But he proves it once again in this game on Dragon Shire. They are still now a bit dazzled by all of this, I suppose. Because the Donuts are now moving for the bottom fort as expected, and they're taking it. And now the question is simply, how do you play this out? They're trying to go for another camp here. Not sure if they can steal it this time. I mean, eventually the Donuts have to learn, right? Eventually they have to be like, okay guys, let's take it before they steal it again. Yeah, and that's the move that they're making immediately. So this one has to be let go. Hogger, you could see he was tempted, but they decided not to make that play. 16 talents for both. Vala's damage should be increased significantly as all of this continues, but we still haven't seen a Dragonite. 14 minutes in! Not one Dragonite. 14 minutes and 12 kills, and not a single Dragonite in this game. The fights continue. Death timers, of course, increase. Therefore, whenever we have now someone dying, the chances of the team getting a DK are higher. Nice! There's some really nice arrows that we're seeing from Sylvanas, but in this case it wasn't to set up a kill. It was simply so that he could make sure that they didn't lose a hero. Wooby was trying to get the DK, but couldn't so far. But this attempt isn't over. Falstad flies to the top, so I guess he's going to get it. Yeah. He's able to deny the Dragonite. But you can tell how they are all of a sudden the ones that have to play around the red team. It was a very different story earlier. Right now, it's them who are not willing to engage into a lot of these battles and instead are trying to just use the macro game to keep a lid on the power of the Donuts. Double support, that full front line, it's super annoying to deal with. Really, really annoying. So here's the pressure at the top, this time with the camp taken by the Donuts. 19 to 19. Falstad with the side lane control time and time again. And there's another camp up on the bottom of the map that they could now go for. It also slowed down Marcus' progress on his level 1 stacks because there's not really that many skirmishes anymore. There's a lot more on the line now that we're 15 minutes into the game. With another camp taken, they have the chance to apply pressure on the top keep. But it seems like everybody has just settled into an agreement that they want to play with level 20 abilities. And for Vala, that means likely Acrobat. Could be Farflight Quiver if they're really worried about her. But with the 2 supports and also the stuns that we're seeing from Rexa and from Blaze, I don't really think that's going to be a thing. And I can tell you that Rexa in particular is going to be very happy about waiting this out and going for the late game because his hit point pool increases, Misha's hit point pool increases. That makes that front line so much more tricky to deal with. Farsia's Blessing, that's in. We got the Wind Tunnel committed to. Rewind as usual on Anubarak as well. And down at the bot lane, they go for another play. Acrobat, yes or no? We already have Redemption. And we get the Farflight Quiver. Okay. More stacking opportunities for Marke. No Acrobat here. Not going full aggression on us. But able to get those hits in. Few more stacks and he's super close now to the 3rd reward here. The fight at the bottom of the map continues. Topside keep is now, as already explained earlier, taking significant damage. Brightwing had to stay back because of it. Saved the keep. But it doesn't change the fact that this keep is eventually going to be in real trouble. Alright, there's the Boars. Rega with his self-ancestral immediately. Nice move by Renella. Called it. Very well done by him. And now we're going for Wooby apparently. The team focuses in. Divine Shield is out. Marke with more stacks gets the damage in, but Anubarak doesn't die. And they get Marke. That's... Oh, Marke and Wooby. They both die. And Falstad is looking for another kill. They want Rutsu. Can they take him? He dies. He doesn't. He survives. Oh, Uther is dead again. Obviously, he died previous. No, he actually didn't die previously. He's going to die once more because of Redemption. But Renella, he saved so much in that battle. He got focused, he got caught, he doesn't hesitate. He does not hesitate. He immediately uses his ult and that keeps him alive. A lot of resources are wasted in an attempt to take him down. Now, 17.5 minutes in, we finally have a Dragonite and this one is going to hit. Marke lost a 3rd stack. They're going for the top keep. I mean, what else? Of course they're going for it. 42,000 damage. Marke died 3 times. That's 15% of the attack speed gone. He gets good stacks in, but it's just not enough right now. And Rotsu surviving. That he didn't fall, that's actually big. They go for the core. I'm not so sure if they can. Make, he has strong damage. They can do core damage, but I'm not sure they can end here. Make is gonna do a lot of damage on that Dragonite. So they get the keep at least, but unless they get some kills in, I just don't see it happen. Maybe? Vala got cocooned. Vala got cocooned. That buys them the time. Nicely done. Nicely done. And here's the play and the game. The victory. The 2-0 lead for Team Ash. Battlefield of Eternity, map number 2. We got Team Ash against the Chili Donuts. Let's get ready, everybody. It seems like the Donuts are a little bit in trouble today. Quite a few mistakes here, occasionally. I mean, last game, honestly, was not really all that bad. They had a comeback going for themselves, but Vala being focused so nicely by Team Ash multiple times really made it difficult for Make towards the end to capitalize fully on the Manticore. Now, they did a lot of damage, but there was also that global play that we had from Falstad time and time again. They just controlled the camps so much better and then pressured the side lane, which allowed them to go for a top lane finish on Dragon Shire. Which is honestly not something that we're seeing a lot. We pretty much never see that, so that was a bit shocking. And a nice change of pace. But as we're heading into Battlefield of Eternity, it also means that this is the last opportunity for the Donuts to get a win. Start a comeback, and well, maybe they can. Hanzo gets picked right away. Taking it away from Bishops, locking it in for yourself so they can get the damage in on Battlefield. That's another big one. And, well, let's see. Anubarak, Liming. Alright, good start. This is the map, by the way, where you have to ban Zarya 100%. I mean, honestly, if you ban Zarya on the previous maps, once that you're on Battlefield of Eternity, you just have to get rid of her. Immediately. So, yeah. Lucio is still up, and that, of course, is going to empower a lot of the quick rotations here, which make him very dangerous in Battlefield of Eternity. The fact alone that he doesn't really need mana is another good one if you're locked into these battles in the middle, where you're just dancing back and forth continuously. Ruby is playing Blaze again on the side lane. And, well, let's go. What are we going to get on the left side? We gotta get the ban on Make and Tracer is the one that they're a bit worried about. Double Overwatch is already annoying enough. If you're going for the triple Overwatch, oof, that is a little bit too much to handle. So they're shutting that attempt down. Tracer is not gonna be a problem for them. I think that's probably one of the best bans that you can go for. No matter what Make plays, it's going to be annoying to deal with. But Tracer, in this case, we haven't seen the rest of the picks yet, but she would likely have been an absolute nuisance. Now Genji gets banned by them too. Team Ash again, they played in the past also with the Anduin plus Genji composition, so that you have the light bomb with the engage. It was a little bit of hit or miss throughout the tournament. We had some teams that really executed incredibly well and did a great job here. But yeah, some were struggling to get the timing right. Now, what we're going to get from Renilla, that's going to be a very different thing though. We need, yeah, what is the support? Anduin, they go for Anduin. So they got Anduin still. They have Urel too. They could still go for light bomb plays here. Not sure if they're going to go for the bubble. Bishops. I'm actually not sure. Greymane is still up. And honestly, I wouldn't be too shocked if one of the teams decided that they would go into Greymane again. With how he's been rising in popularity. That's going to be an option. Make. Lauer with his Muradin. Big beard. And? Ah, Lunara. Okay. They go for Bambi. No Greymane yet. But what is Bishop's gonna play? I don't think he's gonna go for Falstad on this one. But that's what we're gonna get from him. His Hanzo is gone. His Sylvanas is gone. Could Lunara is something that he played? Cassia is something that he played? Both of them? Not so sure about that. What else are we getting from him? Falstad doesn't really fit the bill here, I feel. Could still go for some Gust isolations after Cocoon, but I just don't see it. They go for Junkrat. Completely forgot that he's up too. So Junkrat is in. And well, Battlefield of Eternity, everybody. So map number 3, and it could be a 3-0 victory for Team Ash. That would put the Chili Donuts into 4th place here in the tournament. Let's see if they can fight their way back into it. Map number 3 at the X Cup Winter Playoffs between Team Ash and the Donuts. Game number 3, Renella playing Anduin. We got Morenas and Urel for the blue team. Bishops with Liming, Denado and Uberak, and my try on Junkrat. Okay, so at this point for the blue team, this is really a big opportunity, because if they win this game, then no matter what happens in the rest of the tournament, they are at least 3rd place. Right side of the map, it's the Donuts with Mako and Lunara. We got Blaze playing Whoopi again, Skok on Lucio, Lauban Murden, and Rutsu is playing Hanzo. Yeah, I'm really interested. That would be a big victory. Can you imagine a 3-0 win for Team Ash against the Donuts? Not something that I had on my bingo card. But, well, it might just happen. Because so far, the Donuts don't really seem to be on point. The last game was a lot better, I feel. Maka was maybe overly aggressive in some situations, but it was also nice targeting from Team Ash that made it difficult for Vala. But there were a few moments on Sky Temple where we had Gust and Apocalypse used at the same time. It just felt like the coordination wasn't really there. Obviously, always easy to criticize that from our vantage point here. But if you compare it to the coordination from the blue team, then it just seems like Team Ash is today flowing a bit better than they do. And if they can continue to do that, then advancing to the next round is definitely wouldn't be too big of a problem. It's definitely in the cards for them. So right now there's also a lot of control here, and Lauba is already experiencing this firsthand. There's the kill, but Liming at the top lane has also been destroyed. Ragdoll gets kicked around a little bit by Urel too. The GOAT is not impressed. And well, 1-1 on the scoreboard. Got the timer on level 1. And with all of that, we have, a camp on each side. It's a little bit of a slower start into the game. I mean, obviously we had a kill each yet, but that just, that didn't really have an impact considering it's more about the camps that are now being taken, but even on those, they're just trading. So it's a lot of trading in the early game that we get between the two teams. A little bit from the outside poke with Hanzo here, Junkrat. And Junkrat, honestly, if he can follow up on stuns from Nubrak in particular, we might just be able to isolate targets and then use Urel to improve on that even further. And they're already trying to go for Whoopi, and Whoopi is dead. Mace to the face. The Space Goat came in and went just straight up for the hit. Slapped him around a little bit here. And so Blaze is down. Yeah, level 4. Kicks in early for them. But we have, for now, also Triumvirate. We get the Hand of Freedom in. We have level 4 talents on the right side of the map too, with the Blossom Spell again. Bambi doing her thing. The Reverberation is in. Subwoofer as well. And the first objective. Alright, show me what you got, boys. We don't have level 10 yet. Still gonna take a while until that dynamic is available for the two. But we have the first objective, and that obviously is going to lead again to some early action. There's a lot of damage against the Immortal with Hanzo, and he's level 4. You have Lunara and Renella, apparently having a bit of a problem here. Quick pause already coming in. I hope that everybody is still fine here. And it seems like nobody dropped. Maybe just a couple of connection issues, but that at least comes not in the middle of a team fight. So if we're already having a 3-3 moment, then it's at least nice that it happens before the teams are clashing. And I guess I'm going to use that as an opportunity to also tell people what a 3-3 moment is, because there's a lot of viewers, and especially on YouTube, that question pops up oftentimes that just don't know. So I think it initially happened in a North American tournament. It was one of the bigger tournaments where the player paused the game, and then during the pause he typed 3-2-3. So I think there was something broken with the keyboard or whatever, and he had to fix that. And while fixing it, he pretty much face rolled the keyboard and was just like testing things out. So he wrote that to the chat, and ever since then people were trying to make that joke a little bit. There's a lot of these anecdotes from way back in the day. The Zuna feeds and what else there was. But yeah, obviously the 6.5 out of 10, always referring to a rating that Heroes got from IGN. There was a Dota 2 fan that for the review for Heroes of the Storm and rated Heroes with 6.5 out of 10, was just bitching about it the entire time and letting his bias shine through. And then concluded with, that the low rating was partly, or to a big part, because there's no comeback mechanics in Heroes of the Storm. No comeback mechanics at all. Now, if you watch this tournament for more than 5 minutes, then you probably know how true that statement is. Yeah, but yeah, so 3-3, 6.5 out of 10. Zuna with his lag F. There's a lot of those things. And we also had a couple of real interesting bots. There were some teams that had to finish out a game with a bot, and I think it was the Murden bot that proved to be the strongest, that won a team the game by, I think, dropping a double Stormbolt stun or something. So there's a lot of shit like that. There's a lot of stuff that just developed over time. I mean, the game has been out for quite a long time, but yeah, just a bit caught up on that. And I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but it seems like they're having a bit more of a problem than I initially expected. So I guess, or I hope that they're going to be fine. But yeah, let's see. Let's wait and see and hope that everything is going to be resolved quickly. And we're back. Apparently a couple of lag problems on the side of Maitri, but seem to be resolved for now. And of course, that helps us into the first team fight. Top side, there's already the push with the camp. At the bottom of the map, it's also getting addressed by Whoopi, and he's pretty quick on this one. So, yep, takes everything down. Towers take aim, so they should be able to not suffer a lot of damage down here. Top lane, in that is also defeated by the tower, so both of the teams don't struggle with those shaman camps any longer. It's all about the Immortal right now, and that was a nice engage for Morenas. That nearly allowed them to get kills, but everybody is insanely low, and Urel is pushing them back instantly. So, not kill for the blue team yet, but that was at least a good start. And yeah, they lost quite a bit on the hit points regardless. So they're a bit of a weird position because Hanzo is just doing way too much damage here. You have the poke from Blaze too. We're mostly talking about the damage healers, obviously, with Lunara and also with Hanzo in this case. But Whoopi, he has a lot of damage that he can use as poke as well. So getting the oil spilled here, for example, just over time, you're getting a lot of damage connected. And as you can see, this is not going to end well for the blue team. So Team Ash is going to lose this one, 100%. Question is just how much damage they can do themselves on the shields. Even Murden at the top. Lauber, damn! Lauber gets crushed here, so that's a bit of a setback. That was a good move by Team Ash, because for them it was really important that they take a kill or two, since if they don't, it's going to be very, very tricky to defend against the Immortal. Level 7 talents are now also ready for the Donuts, but with it being a 4 versus 5, there's at least a chance that they can maybe make a play here. But yeah, let's see if they can use that. Yeah, they burn this down quickly. Instead, we have some pressure applied at the top lane. Both of the teams on level 7. For now, we have also Calamity here. Nick impressed very much so in the series that they played in the winner bracket final against Team Wa, where on this map, on Liming, he went Glass Cannon on 13, full missile even on the level 7, and was able to make that work against Ultralisk's Genji. That was very, very impressive. But of course, in most of the games, in pretty much 99% of them, you're still going to see Calamity on level 7 and then on level 13, the Illusionist, and playing it out with that. But the poke is still going to be strong here, no matter what. And the Whack-A-Mole plays with Liming once you get the resets from Bishops is something that we can watch out for as well. So they're going for Mirrodin again. Yeah, they definitely decided who the weak link is over here. Renella dodges out on some of the damage that is coming his way, the Stormbolt included, and keeps himself alive for the longest time possible. He's not dying. Oh, finally the kill on Anduin, but boy, he should have fallen so much sooner. They could not get a counter kill though. So they were trying the entire time to see if they can at least drop someone on the side of the Donuts too. And that turned out to be a fruitless effort. So unfortunately for Renella, that didn't work. But yes, now we got the 3 kills to 2. Move down to the bot lane again. An early level 9 for the Chili Donuts. So they will likely hit an early level 10 around this objective. And yeah, if you just time it well. If you get an arrow, for example, connected, the second that you hit your level 10, and you can follow up with jet propulsions, with storm balls, whatever it is, those kills or 2 that you could get there will help you to a second objective very, very quickly. That's going to be the play that they're going to aim for, if they can. Now, camps are up. Shaman camps have to be taken again. Always claim them around the objective so that you push your opponent into a position where they have split someone off the main fight in the middle. Exactly the ults that you would expect. Including, yes, including the Haymaker. From Lauba, that's exactly what we expect at this point. He already played Haymaker several times during this tournament whenever he picked his Muradin, so it doesn't come as a shock to us. And yeah, Bunker's already out. And they are going for the halftime show. Level 10 versus level 10. Yeah, no surprises here either. Anduin also going for the light bomb again, so no battle from him. But since they are so low on the Immortal, and they have to still defend at the top camp, this is going to be real difficult. They're already playing defense here, but the poke will continue. And how do you play this one out? Your fort is already losing hit points. Li Ming is trying to get some damage. You're struggling on the shield. This is honestly not looking too good for Team Ash. There's a light bomb. They're going for Whoopi. The arrow comes out immediately and saves him. Top fort is still under pressure. Lauba, hoppity hop, is making his way out of the fight again. Reptile and the kill. They drop Lucio. Good for them. But the Immortal is low and will fall. Whoopi, the Haymaker. That was dangerous. That was more dangerous for Whoopi than for Yrel. Yrel would have likely fallen either way. But the Space Go dies and Whoopi is still alive. But if Blaze would have fallen here, I would have expected a couple of pings on Lauba, because that Haymaker put him into a very awkward spot. Now the fort at the top, that one is definitely going to fall. So this one is gonzo. And at the bottom of the map, despite the kill on Lucio, we now have them in trouble. Team Ash is going to lose this one for sure. Lucio is also back. And as you can see, there's still 50% of the shield remaining on the Immortal as well. So that one is not tricky. Either way, they're pushing at the bottom of the map now for the first keep. Both of the forts are gone, so the outer ring of defense for Team Ash has been destroyed. Another play into the back line. Morenas, they're going for Nubarak though. And thanks to Anduin, Denado lives to fight another day. That could have been problematic. Haymaker again, and it leads to an insta-kill. Lauba, look at him. That little beast. He doesn't care. Jumps in deep and makes sure that Junkrat dies, and they have pressure on the keep again. Another arrow, and Nubarak in trouble, but he has the W and survives as he's slowly pulling back here. They're not done yet though. They still have a catapult that pushes in, and they're still posturing a bit. It's 50% on the keep though, and they realize that it's going to take a bit too long for them to poke that down. So they fall back instead and try to take the camps to cement that lead a bit. As you can see now, we have 26,000 damage already from Lulnara. 19,000 from Hanzo. The Nubarak hasn't died yet. The cockroach has not been eliminated throughout this game. And Hanzo is moving back towards the top. They're still hoping that they can maybe even get the camp here. But yep, there's vision, so just double checking. Okay, is somebody there? So far that's not the case, so they can take it. Level 13 talents, only a small leading experience, so by the time the Immortal is back up, we'll have Team Ash also with the next talent. But they're losing ground quickly. It's a structural situation that is a big problem for them. So poking from a distance against the bot lane makes a whole lot of sense here. But Chili Donuts, they're playing a lot cleaner right now. Always rotating back in to ensure that those structures are not falling completely for free. A win would go a long way for them. If they can get a win here and build some momentum, that would be kind of nice. Would give us more games, and the Donuts a chance to go for the reverse sweep. Lauba. I mean, he's sneaking. There's one minion wave. He hopes that there's an isolated target that goes this way. But what we're seeing from Team Ash is mostly a 4-man roaming. And if anybody splits, then it's Yrel most of the time. Immortal is up too. But yep, there's the move. Stun. Haymaker. Jet propulsion missed. And they're saving my try. Was a really good thought that nearly worked out for them. If Whoopi connects that stun, I think he's dead. But it didn't quite work. So now they still have a double camp at the top. And that is, of course, a big problem for the keep here. And it's the same situation that we had previously. But the kill on the Nubarak, yeah, that's a disaster right now. If they lose more, that would be horrible. Lauba with a Mercy Stormbolt doesn't connect it on purpose because he doesn't want to take hope away from them too quickly. But they are going straight for Junkrat, and this time the Stormbolt hits. Renella is dead. They are killing 3, And they can go, I mean, they can go everywhere. They can go for the top keep now. They can help the two camps push this wall down even further. They're starting to chase bishops too. Don't even have to go for him here, honestly. You don't have to waste the time. But yeah, Lunara is dealing with the bot lane, as you can see. They did a bit more damage at the bottom map too. I honestly am, if anything, a bit more surprised that they are just focusing on the Immortal. I really thought that we had at least 2-3 heroes focus on the top lane and try to go for the keep for free and then go for the Immortal. Either way, they're getting damage on both, of course. But with a big shield, they should now be able to destroy at least one keep. And it's going to travel topside, so the topside keep will likely be destroyed here. And they have level 16. So either way, it's a really... yeah, it's, I mean, this is rough. What you gotta do if you're the blue team is you gotta go for a kill. You gotta find a kill somewhere. You gotta try and go for the flank, get a kill, play a 5v4. If you don't get that, you're more or less already in... yeah, you might even lose the game. So they're trying exactly that. They go for the typical aggression that we're seeing from Team Ash. Renella with a stun. Can they get the hit? Lauber with a big jump out of the way. And it is instead Morenas that falls. Morenas dead. Bishops pushed into a corner. Is able to make it out. Clutch escape. But as it turns out, Anduin is not going to be that lucky. He gets stunned and dropped. Li Ming dies too. And that's going to be game. This is the first victory for the Donuts. They're absolutely cleaning house here as they drop Junkrat too. The only survivor is Denardo, and the only way that he can stay in play is if he just runs away. But the core can't run, and therefore it's gonna have to take the beating. So game number 3 is taken by the Chili Donuts as they finally put a point onto the scoreboard and are able to win Battlefield of Eternity. Denardo dies. And that's that. Nicely done. Well played. The Chili Donuts. They're not giving up yet. They're trying to fight back here. They're trying to go for the reverse sweep. Okay. We got the Donuts. Finally with a point. Garden of Terror is our 4th map. I'm pretty sure I know who picked this one. That's normally a map that the Donuts pick. Big map, of course, too. And, well, as it turns out, it was the map choice of Team Ash. Huh. Okay. This is a map that the Donuts, I think, picked a few times in the qualifier, so I assumed that they were the ones that locked it in, but nope, they didn't. Team Ash with Garden of Terror. Are we going to see a Viking game? Is Viking something that one of the teams is going to ban here? Now, obviously, when you're playing on this map, there's a couple of things that immediately become important. Globals. False Haka, kind of important. Split push. That's why Sylvanas is banned. If you have heroes that are really, really good at taking camps, there's a lot of camps on this map, so you want to get them, so you get the lane pressure going, which means that we could maybe even see Greymane again. He was already picked in previous games. He's good here too. Hogger is a really nice one for it. Rhaegar as a support comes to mind immediately. So there's a lot of that stuff that really plays a huge role. Big maps make a nice... big maps are great for macro. Just generally speaking. So anything that helps you with that is already a huge win. Now, we get the Tyrael ban. I love how both of them are hesitating a bit here. And they're banning out Hogger for the reason that I mentioned previously. But yeah, it's a bit wild. Brightwing as a support is obviously also kind of nice too. But is someone playing Vikings, for example? Is that something that they're considering here? That would be kind of wild if we would have some total crazy draft. I mean, Vikings aren't that crazy. But it's always the question, do you ban them? Yes, no. Can you deal with them if they're getting picked? Is your opponent even interested in taking them? And they ban Zarya. Even on Garden of Terror. The respect for Rutsu doesn't stop. You still come in and you ban out Zarya. Blaze as a first pick. Yeah, no mobility there. It's not a Haka. But what's it going to be in the first rotation now for Team Ash? Their map choice. They chose the map. So, I expected them to lock this in a little bit quicker. If you pick the map, you normally have a general idea of what you want to go for. If they want to go for the normal style, then Hanzo would be a pick here, but they go for false style, I like that, and they go for Lucio, two very, very strong picks. I assumed after the first games that Lucio would not be played again by them. And Rutsu locks his Zeratul in very early, so he makes sure that he doesn't get banned by the blue team in the next spot. There's Rhaegar for the camps, and obviously generally very good hero. But yeah, Rutsu Zeratul, Lucio played by Renella. He had a massive impact on the first map. On the victory, so yeah. And Falstad obviously big as well. So they gotta deal with Zeratul. They gotta really think, how do we deal with Zeratul here? It's gonna make plays for Lucio, it's gonna make plays for Falstad. The rest of the setup needs to have some stuns, and you have some CC, then you be able to play with that. Nara getting banned as well, so yeah. She's out. No chance to get that poison in. With Lucio, I would have loved to see another Garrosh. I just don't really think that they're gonna go for Garrosh here. And also, what's Bishop's gonna play? Bishops can always swap into Falstad. Here's the Dehaka ban. You don't want to get up against too many globals, especially since they committed to Rhaegar over Brightwing. So if Dehaka would have been taken too, then you can just play around the opponent the entire time, and you really don't want to give them that. But come on. What's Denado gonna pick? Only Tyrell's banned. Every other frontline are still available, so they got them all. Diablo and Tyrell. Okay. Yeah, more standard than I thought they would go for. Diablo and Tyrell. Also very, very beefy, of course. So making it a little bit harder for Zeratul to have the impact that he's looking for. Final two picks. We still need a frontliner for the red team. And for them, obviously, they want to go for the reverse sweep. So it was great to pick, to go into map 3 and being able to lock in the victory so that they at least have 1 point on the board. But it's another match point for Team Ash. They go for Muradin and they go for Greymane. Yeah, I highlighted Greymane earlier. As I said, he is quite strong when it comes to map control. I'm also going through structures here for the side push. So Greymane, Rhaegar, but Bishops... a little bit more stun maybe even on his end. So, what are we going for? Bishops with the final pick. Garden of Terror is the map. The score is 2-1. Another match point for Team Ash. Or are we really headed to a final 5th map between these two teams? We're going to find out now. Maiev, the final one to locked in. Here in Garden of Terror, our 4th map in the series. Game number 4, Renella playing Lucio in the 4th game of the series. Morenas on Urel, Denado with Dibbles. We got Bishops on Maiev, Maitri on Falstad. Couple of globals in play, beefy frontline, and Falstad is the only real range damage dealer here. Lauban Muradin, we got Mako on Greymane for the red team, Rotsu on his Zeratul, that's already interesting. And Skok on Rhaegar with Wooby on Blaze. Yeah, I'm kind of hyped to see what especially Rutsu can do with the Zeratul now. Obviously, a very impactful hero if played correctly, and Team Ash knows that too. They have to control him somehow, and that's not going to be easy at all. The cool thing, honestly, there's sometimes you really want to bait also an opponent into a play like that. If you remember the first game that was played at the Miami LAN, Team literally let Cure have his Zeratul to pretty much just say, show us what you got. And they had a draft prepared for him, and when Cure locked his Zeratul in, they were ready for him, and they just shut him down every single step of the way. So sometimes you can bait these things out if you have something prepared and you just want to show an opponent that even his best isn't good enough to take you on. In this case, we have the early kill on Rhaegar. Falstad has flown down to the bot lane immediately. And the typical aggression, yeah, massive aggression that we have from the blue team is also coming into play on this 4th map. 2 kills as Muradin falls for Team Ash. The Russian-Ukrainian team, they always came in with a mad aggression throughout the entire season. They don't care if they're down a talent, if they're down a hero. If they see a chance to get the kill, they'll go for it. They make a lot of risky decisions. Oftentimes they work out, sometimes they don't, but they are willing to take the risk. And in the early game, it at least gives them a bit of a lead, a bit of map control, and they are still moving around the mid and the top lane in an attempt to pressure them even further. But it's a big map. It's a long map too. And we'll see what they can, in the long run, really pull off here. Because Zeratul is going to get a bit stronger as the game continues. He's going to scale. We have Greymane in a similar position, where in the late game, especially with the Rhaegar support, he should be able to go absolutely ham and rip Diablo apart when he has this Alpha Wolf and everything else. But again, they engage on the camp. Are they going to grab this one? They're close. Big fight. Falstad isn't here yet, but he's flying in right now. And the camp has indeed been stolen. They get the camp. The big tether. That could have been an easy double kill. They go for Whoopi. That's the only one they get. But they could have gotten 2 kills out of those 3 here. But that they steal the camp and get the kill, that in and of itself is already fantastic. And Rutsu is now also running away from the birdie, which is a bit crazy too if you think about it. Normally it's the exact other way around. But here it's Zeratul that finds himself in trouble. Also a nice leading experience, and they steal another camp away. Now they've stolen 2 already, and they're again going for Lauba, who jumps out. Is there a tether in this future? Yep, there is. Goodbye, Lauba. Lauba's dead again, and that is... I mean, Team Ash, they don't want to go to map 5, do they? Yeah, they looked as like, map 5? Fuck that, that's not happening. No, boys, we're gonna end it here. We're gonna end it right here. We're not gonna go to the final map of the series. Reverse sweep, we did that yesterday. We don't need that against us today. That's not happening. So they have 4 kills to 0. They're more than a level ahead. They've taken multiple camps of the opponent away. And they're now getting an easy first seed on this one too. Since without level 7, I don't think the Donuts are going to be willing to make a play for it. So yes, they don't. So the first seed is claimed. A little bit of a Greymane move against Morenas. He wants a piece of the goat. But still jumping out. And Rhaegar is dead. As Bishops is just crushing with his Maiev. Bishops is, for me personally, one of the most impactful players in the tournament here. There's a lot of players that have played fantastic plays. We've talked about it the entire time. Dino, of course, incredible with a lot of the plays that he made in the previous series here. Came back despite the fact that in the end they were not able to take the Hardos down. Then we had the plays on day number 1 between Hazuops and Yazu, where they had just fantastic combos. But Bishops, it feels like you always have to account for him. His Hanzo taken away or banned more often than not these days. His Falstad playing a big role here too. Now you see him on Maiev, and he is again just shredding. They're trying for another invade, and they're just stealing shit from them now. They're just stealing shit, like time and time again. Look at this crap. Like, they're going for another steal. Bishops, he dies, but they get the camp and they kill Make on Greymane. They move in time and time after all of the work has already been done. And they're just saying like, ooh, free camp, thank you. So now it's 6 kills to 1. And what's the camp experience? Let's take a quick look at the XP. Look at this crap. 1,780 experience through mercenaries against 280. The entire map is blue pretty much. They just steal everything away here. Whoopi, in the meantime, is getting some experience at the top, but they are now looking at level 10. That should be a freebie on the seed that is spawning. And, yeah. We have the barbecue play from Diablo. In case of Lucio, it's currently the sound barrier. Might try. Yeah, Falstad. Does he have the roll? Gust is being used. He's gonna die, isn't he? Yeah, Might try is down. He went for the Gust, he tried, but they committed with 4 heroes and they get the drop. So that's a nice move from the Donuts. That's exactly the way that they can slowly get back into the game, getting some isolation kills on the side lanes. They need their level 10, of course. Zeratul, as the game continues, will, thanks to the might of the Narazim and his mobility, have more of a role to play as he can go for the backline and take some of the swishies down. But we still have an advantage for Team Ash, and it's just absolutely undeniable. There's a level 10 abilities, and Muradin goes for the Highmaker for the 2nd time in a row now. And we get the Might of the Narazim, the Ancestral, and finally a few camps also for Chili Mountain. So yeah, they got some. But okay, we have one more play with the Bullet against Denado. That ult threatens him a lot more. And even the sound barrier is being committed, since they were super afraid that Denado would fall. Stormbolt is hitting the birdie. Lauba gets attacked. Still has the Haymaker. Fiery plays from the frontliner. The Nado is still safe. They drop the bunker and Zeratul dies as the cage gets dropped by Maiev, and Bishops is once more not showing any mercy to his opponents. They drop Whoopi. It's 8 kills to 2. Another quick hit against Rhaegar as they're trying to stop them there. And guys, it's another seed up on the map, and it looks like we're gonna get the first Web Weavers, Garden Terrors on this map. So here we go. That's the chance. The chance to go for the... Yeah, they're not gonna be able to interrupt that. Lauber is already found out. And here it is. Garden Terror number 1. First objective at the 7-minute mark. They're getting it. Only question is how much can they actually do with this, because that is incredibly early. It's about as early as it gets on this one. And can they take a fort down? They should be able to destroy a couple of the walls. But how much more can they get here? Yeah, there's the hit. And the kill on Maiev. Finally, they get some vengeance. They get a bit of vengeance and are able to take at least Maiev down. But of course, they're losing ground at the bot lane. That fort will fall. Renella needs to be very careful that he doesn't go too deep, but he zips away from the Stormbolt. Now, towards the top, the wall has also been destroyed. And Whoopi, yeah, he's trying to do his best here. But they're still making some plays in the middle and push Muradin around. Yrel, just the OG bully over here. It's full team bully, by the way, if you think about it. Diablo, he's he's the biggest bully in the bunch. But if you have Yrel there too, she's just pushing people around all day, every day. What would be the biggest bully team? I guess Duke of belongs on it, since he just slaps people around the entire time. Or pushes them. Then you have Yrel, you have Diablo. There's a lot of bullies in this, as I am now thinking about it. Even Yrel could be accounted for. They steal the camp again. Commit to Lucio's ult. I guess that was a bit of a better safe than sorry play. Not even necessarily needed, but yeah, they're stealing these camps away over and over and over. So, not too bad. And yeah, with 8 kills to 3, level 13 talents being ready, they're going back down to the bottom of the map. Control is lost very quickly for the Donuts, but they have only lost 1 fort, so there's that. They're still a level behind, but at least they have level 13 talents so that they can match and play even in battles. Bronzebeard Rage is also going to be very important for Muradin. But yeah, a few more... They go for the next camps here. There's so much lane pressure to camps alone, so that's a big lead for Team Ashe. But we'll see how the seeds are going to work out from here. Because there is still a chance that the red team is now willing to fight these. Now that they're at least on even talents, so they could do that. Damage output. We got the bird on 14,000. It's Maiev who has the top damage on the team with 17k. Greymane is ahead of that. 18,000 damage for him alone. Zeratul quite a bit lower, honestly. Less damage on Zeratul than we have on Muradin. Yep. He is not having a lot of fun here so far. He wants to go for the birdie. He wants to go for Lucio. But up to this point, at least, it was meant to be. So, they're trying to go for Lauber, apparently. No, they're trying to go for the fort. Lauber gets caught, though. Team? Lauber already jumped. He already committed, and he's dead again. He's not going to get out of this. But they are making a play for the bottom fort, and this means that the teams are just trading structures, because there's no way to defend this any longer, so instead they are just collapsing onto the top lane and taking the fort down too. The seed is obviously up, so now they can claim that as well, but instead they're making a move into the middle apparently. The main tank is still gone for another 17 seconds, so you have a numbers advantage that you can exploit, and they are here for it. They're going for the fort, and they should be able to grab that one. Whoopi is there, but he's too late. He gets a stun on Yrel, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Uses the ult. Might not have needed that. Honestly, a 2-minute ult in that situation might have been a little bit too much. They have level 16 though, so it gives them an advantage that is quite significant. And with level 16, they are now going to go for another one of these seeds very, very easily. The map is blue again. Honestly, the camp control from Team Ashe is out of this world. Check the mercenary experience out. 3,700 to 890. I'm pretty sure that the only thing that the Chili Donuts got was 2 mercenary camps this game. Maximum of 3. 2 or 3 of them, and that's it. Everything else was taken by the blue team. It's bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. And now that they have all of the forts destroyed, I mean, where do you go from here? You gotta start focusing on the objective and maybe an attempt to take some of the keeps down. So, yeah. It's kind of crazy. They're going for Zeratul again. There's the tether! Oh, that was a problem. And they make the engage, but this time they're focusing on Skok instead, so they're trying to take down Rhaegar. There's the Ancestral to save his day, and he's able to survive through it. But they had to drop the Ancestral, and they dropped Bunker. So that's a lot of ults again down the drain, and more camps are stolen. Do they have a subscription on every single camp of this map, or what exactly is happening here? I mean, every camp that pops up is immediately taken by them. And now we have Siege Giants pushing through the top for the keep already, as everybody is focusing here at the bottom for the seed. Seems like they are agreeing that they can't let this happen, so that would be a second seed now, the 5th in a row for Team Ash. So they take the Siege Giants down. There's that. Seed has been taken, and that means 2 seeds out of 3, 5 in a row claimed by Team Ash. Finally, look at this. Siege Giants for the red team. Unbelievable. Didn't think I would still see that. Oh, that's a good one. Haymaker, and that's a dead birdie. Too late on the ult from Lucio. Couldn't save, false dead. But they are also losing bishops now. Okay, so the Donuts, they are able to at least take that team fight. And they're getting another kill. Urel, this time a bit stingy on the ult. Earlier, she used it very, very early. And then had a 2-minute cooldown. This time, she would have absolutely been okay to drop the R. But instead, she dies. And now we are having a push through the middle. A seed about to be claimed by the Donuts, I guess, too. Zeratul is starting to find some momentum. Level 13 talents gave us the Executioner and the Master Warblade. So, yep. They're getting also structures in the middle. I mean, good for the Donuts. They look... I mean, they're clawing their way back in kills. It's 6 kills to 9. But they are slowly starting to get back in there. So, yeah, good for them. 23,000 damage for Greymane. First seed for them, 5 on 5 back on the map. Now that Urel is back to business. Yeah, and finally a little bit more map control for them. By the way, we're talking the entire time about the camps and about other stuff, but look at experience for a second. They're even. Even in XP. Despite the fact that Falstad is played by Team Ash, the minion experience is significantly higher for Chili Donuts. Significantly. Mirrodin gets caught again, jumps out this time, and is able to escape, but that could have backfired heavily. So yeah, needs to be very, very careful. But that's the one part that's really a bit crazy. Despite the fact that we have Falstad for the blue team, they are so far behind in minion XP. That's something where the Donuts just is way better. So it's even in XP, but structures, yeah, it's not really that much different in structures anymore either after they took the fort down in the middle. So the Donuts, they are by no means out of this. They're even ahead in experience now. Thinks they got a couple of kills. Wait, did I see that correctly? Give it a look there. Yeah, they're ahead in hero experience. Look at this. They are 3 kills behind and they're ahead in hero experience because they killed them so late in the game and the levels of the heroes was higher. That's actually a little bit nuts if you think about it. 3 kills behind, 2,000 or 1,500 experience ahead in kills. There's the tether. Nice ult from Lucio. That came at the perfect moment in time. But can they win the fight? So far they haven't done that yet and Dinado is in trouble. Diablo, he survives! He actually survives, but Birdie is down. Zeratul gets the kill. They're dropping Urel. Greymane is dead too. Another bite, and Diablo is also dead. Maiev is on the run. So is Lucio. Lucio gets away, but I don't think that Bishops is going to make it. He might, though. He's trying. Yeah, mounts up and gets caught. It was a nice thought. He was thinking that he could hide this way, could juke them out a little bit, but nope, they had his number. 10 kills to 10. Mirrodin with a Haymaker upgrade goes straight into the Grand Slam. Dinado is about to go down. Oh my god, are they going to lose this? Team Ash, such aggression at the beginning. It looked good, but now the Donuts are slowly bringing the game back, and there is a solid chance that they are going to Game 5 with this. They get another seed. It's going to be the second one for them. Both teams have level 20s now. Unwavering pressure is in. Cooldown reduction That's always a nice thing to have. Greyman hasn't made a choice yet. We got the Bossa Nova in and the Wind Tunnel. Okay. 11 kills to 10. Yeah, game 5 or no. The next objective could decide that. Next objective is... The next seed is going to give one of the two teams Garden Terrors. One of the two teams is going to get Garden Terrors now, and there it is. Up on the map. So, yeah. Are they going to grab the victory here? Which team is going to take the team fight? Which team is going to be able to get the Garden Terrors and then snowball it from there in an attempt to win the map? If Team Ash takes it, they move on to the next round and they're at least 3rd place in the tournament, no matter what happens. If it is the Donuts, then they have another chance to advance and force game number 5. Maka already with the Stormbolt. And there's now camps on the map for the Donuts. So the camp pressure is just going the other way. Camps in the middle, camps at the bottom. That's bad for Team Ash. They gotta take this quickly if they want, but there's the first interrupt. Lauber looking for Diablo at the front. Oh, the jet propulsion. Went for the Grand Slam here to push him back out. Cooldown is immediately ready again. So yeah, he can get some damage out with that too, but he gets attacked now. Gets stunned, pushes that out again. Wind Tunnel is already there. They're buying themselves a little bit of time and space. And might even force... Yeah, might force the Ancestral. And there it is. The tether was there. Once again, the Bossa Nova. That one was important. Lucio at the right moment here with the ult. They didn't push it further though. And now we have catapults and also Siege Giants starting to push all the lanes here. So that's a problem for those keeps if the fight is even further delayed. Another attempt to channel the seed and get it. And they will. Yep, there it is. They get the objective. Zeratul was zoned out. He was looking for the interrupt. Now they jumped in an attempt to get at least a kill and shut that pressure play down. That didn't work. Only the top Garden Terror is going to be a problem, at least for now. Another ult from Lucio. The fireplace. They're going for the barbecue and Whoopi dies. Whoopi is down. They want more. They need more. They're looking for more. They're getting more. Greymane is dead. So is Rega, I suppose. No. The dog makes it out. Does he? Instead, Rutsu is low. Can they kill him? They can't, but the keep at the top lane has already fallen. The keep at the top lane is gone. Rega saves himself. Zeratul gets away too, but they are going for core, obviously. They're going to try and end the game right now. Here's Team Ash with a potential play to get them at least 3rd place in the tournament, to get them to the next round of the losers bracket. Skork is getting attacked. Rega is down. And that might have been the end of the hopes and dreams of the Donuts for this game on Garden of Terror. The core is falling. It's falling quickly. There's the Wind Tunnel. Rutsu gets pushed back. Falstad falls, but the rest of the team is going quickly for the A. On attack after another 30%. Guys, they might not make it. It's close. It's close. The keeps are falling too. 14%. Denado. 4%. 1. The core, it still stands. Are you shitting me? A 1% core. Team Ash has not won the game yet. 1% on the core. The keep has fallen in the middle, and at the bot lane, the attack is still going. Rega isn't here. What can they do? Can they cross the map and end? I don't think so. It's only 20 seconds until Falstad is back. But the keep is low. The keep is low. The catapults are moving in. Catapults in the middle. Catapults at the top. Rega has to defend. He needs to deal with them. Catapults already on it. The keep is falling. Don't tell me we're going to game 5. 8 seconds for my F. 8 seconds for her. They got Greymane. They need to take Greymane down. Here's the Wind Tunnel. It buys them time. It buys them time for my F. She's there. The core is slowly falling. Greymane is moving in. They need the rest of the team, but they don't have them. They need more than that. 38%. Greymane. 17. Terror. It's over. It's fucking over. We're going to game number 5. No way. Incredible finish on the last map. It really felt they had it. I thought they had it. And even when we had the donuts cross the map and try and take the core down, I wasn't sure they could do it. With Falstad coming back and having the wind tunnel and them buying a bit of time, with Rhaegar not being alive yet, it felt like it might be close, but they were able to take the core down. And it's just insane. It feels heartbreaking, honestly, for Team Ashe. They were in the same situation yesterday, though, if you think about it. And now we're going to Towers of Doom as the final map, so they have to dig deep. Both of the teams have to dig deep here. This is literally you either ending up 4th place or having the chance to even make it all the way to the grand final. We end up on map 5. After initially we had the 2-0 lead for Team Ashe. It's amazing. It's an amazing series. Bishops is not going to get his Hanzo. Sylvanas is banned too. Then again, still no Zarya for Rutsu. And even Tyrell gets banned out. Alright, so here we are right now. This is the position from which the two teams have to get their draft started. And yeah, let's check it out and let's see what they can pull off here. What exactly is going to be the game for Team Ashe? Are we going to get Falstad again for Bishops? Are they going to go maybe Zeratul themselves? Zeratul could of course also be played by the Donuts again, but we're talking side laners. Very early Lucio here, denying it to Renella, so that's another big step. Rhaegar is of course still up, but Lucio at least is not going to become a problem. Crazy series. It's like, what can they do here? Blue team with the first double pick. Blaze is up. You can go Blaze, you can go Dehaka. If you want to go side lane, those two are big options for you. Lunara, she's the first one. And there's Dehaka. They go for the global. They go for the global pick instead of opting to take Blaze. Which makes it very likely that Blaze is now taken by the Donuts. It's not your only option though. If you want to have the bunker again during the fights, I mean, Blaze offers so much. The bunker, the stuns, you know. Even a bit of pokes, yeah, Blaze still a great option for them. But you have to consider taking a global as well. Muradin, look at that. Super early Muradin pick for them already. Heavy commitment on him. Bit afraid that Renato steals it away, I guess. And they have Blaze. That one was to be expected. And there it is. The Junkrat pick. Bad. And the Renato doesn't get his Diablo. Might still play Garrosh. So that's of course another one. They could try and see if Garrosh is the play for them today. We haven't seen a whole lot of Johanna, by the way. Johanna has fallen off completely. We don't see her a whole lot right now. On a different map, if this was Tomb, could see a pick on her. But as it stands, what are we seeing? Stitches! Keep forgetting about him. Stitches and Brightwing. May the hooks be with you. No choice yet on Bishop, so he's going to be the last one to pick. I mean, you could go for similar plays by him again. This guy is just all over the map. But we also don't have a pick for Rutsu yet. Neither do we have one for Market. Tracer is up if you want to play her. Not sure if in this setup it's really the best pick for you. Genji is up. Tracer is up. You could go for a lot of the mages. I mean, most of them are still available. Imperius and Tychus. Okay, triple frontline with even more stuns. Muradin, Blaze, and Imperius now. Ooh, that is a ton of stuns. That's a lot. And how is Bishop's gonna react? They got Lunara already. What else? Ooh, boy. How is Bishop's gonna try and shift this draft in their favor now? After they picked Stitches with Nado. They go for my F again. They go again for my F. Guys, here we go. Map 5. Final map in the series. The loser takes 4th place. The winner goes up against Team Wah in the loser bracket final. Let's get ready. Team Ashe against the Chili Donuts. The final map. The 5th map of the series. It's Towers of Doom. Literally the biggest comeback map in this game. Renella on Brightwing on the left side of the map for the blue team. We have Denado on Stitches. Maitri on Lunara. Dehaka, played by Morenas as Bishops, locks in Maiev once again. So, yep. Seems like my try is having a couple of lag problems again. That was already an issue a little bit earlier. Or maybe he's even AFK here. They're pausing the game real quickly while we continue our introductions. We got Rutsu and Imperius. There's a lot of stuns now for Chili Donuts. They have Muradin with the Storm Bolts, played by Lauber. Rutsu, he's going for Imperius now, so that's not only a lot of damage that they have at the front, but also even additional stuns that they can play with. And then Blaze played by Wooby. So literally 3 frontliners, 3 melees that can all bring in CC. That allows Tychus to get a lot of damage through Kengo on his level 4 here for the bigger they are even, and try and take down Stitches. And then we have, last but not least, it is Lucio, played by Skog. And we're back. My try literally dropping out of the game for just a second here. But our boy is back to business. So let's get this final map on the road. Yeah, a couple of problems, I think, with his internet. He was complaining about lags a bit earlier, that's why we paused the game already once, but I think in this case he dropped out completely. Now it feels that everything is, right now at least, dealt with, so I hope it stays that way. But already the aggression right here, the drag, and that is again a kill. Lucio is dead. Nicely done. The problem is that Stitches also died. Muradin just barely hopping out. We can obviously assume that Lauber is once again going for the Haymaker here. Now, with this map, the important thing to note is, of course, that no matter how the early game goes, you will always have a chance to come back. It depends on how dominant you are in the late game, how many of the team fights you can decide in your favor. If you have a lot of time because the death timers are high and you have heroes that are decent at taking structures down, you can always convert a few of the bell towers over and then just by grabbing a few altars, get mad damage on the opponent's core. We've seen it time and time again that teams that were even on just a single point on the core took teams down that still had 30 remaining. So late game dominance is very important here. And Denado in the late game, he will have the extended range on the hook. There's already aggression. Chili Donuts, they're going for a big play here. They're going for big aggression. It's a 5 versus 5. The camp is taken. Can they get kills too? There's the hook. The Haka is dead, but so is Imperius. The stun against Maiev. Vault of the Warden. Muradin is jumping back in. Bishops. Oh, he gets out. Bishops gets out with 10 HP. 10 hit points on him. The hook connects with Wooby. They are still willing to fight. Stormbolt gets negated. But boy, what a start. And this is honestly a bit of a loss for the Donuts, because yes, in kills they traded, but the Donuts, they didn't go for their own camp. So they used a lot of time here and resources to attempt a play for the pumpkins at the bottom left, and they failed at getting them. So now their own camp is still trailing behind. That means that for them, yeah, it's a bit of a struggle. It's of course a small thing to point out here, but as I already always say, these are things that will add up over time if you continue to make it happen. Now, the red team can get their own camp regardless. It's not being contested by the blue team in the slightest, so Team Ash is not making a move for it. But still, they're getting aggressive there very, very quickly. Talking about aggression, they have it going on in the mid lane again. But this time, look at Imperius here. He might be the pick of this map if he's able to continue these plays. Skog is low, he's on the run, and the Haka can't get him. Lucio, the escape artist, gets away again. Problem... Ooh, Denado, I was just about to say. Problem for Denado is that Stitches is so fat that he can't dodge these storm bolts, and that's the moment where he chukes him out completely. But our big boy is definitely rocking a huge hitbox. The Haka already at the top with the channel. Blaze with the interrupt. Yeah, he gets it. So that buys a bit of time for Maka at the bottom of the map. Denado gets hit, and that could be the end of him. Master Assassin on level 4, so working around Odin already. Uh-oh, that's a double kill, isn't it? Muradin! Yeah, he gets it. The dwarf jumps in, stun into stun. Even might try in trouble for a moment. And I honestly don't really know why Murenas went down here. I don't think that was necessary anymore. It doesn't look like they can get a kill with this. So, 4 kills to 2 for the Donuts. They get 4 more shots fired as well. 32 to 36 on the core. Now, still fairly even experience. They're going for the tether on Lucio, but it's Lunara who's in trouble, and Bambi is dead. Bambi is down. They're going for the fight here. Blaze isn't here, so it's a 4v4. Again, an attempt at taking the camp away from them. And I think this time Team Ash is gonna let it slide. They have Denado, and once he has the cooldown, they're gonna try for another hook. And he gets it! He gets it! He gets the hook, but still Skog makes it out. Great job by the Donuts. Can they really pull this reverse sweep off? It would be the second reverse sweep in this tournament. And they are definitely trying here. It's also interesting to see how many stacks Make already has on his level 4 for Tychus. Now, again, it's not really that you're trying to complete the quest. It's passive that you want when you're picking it. But, of course, if he's able to pull it off throughout the game, they would definitely take that. Now, level 7 is in. Putrefaction is taken for Stitches this time. Level 7 definitely one of the more flexible talents for the hero. Whereas we have the Holy Fervor for Imperius and the Sovereign Armor on the level 4 and level 7. The altar is up again. Single altar this time, as we are starting to make the plays. The hook this time not connecting. And well, of course, we're looking towards level 13 again, when Denado becomes even more dangerous. I would assume that with the heroes that they have, we're gonna get Gorge here, so that they can use Brightwing afterwards for a poly, and then just try and take the target down quickly. Meridian missing the Stormbolt, as Bishops is already put under pressure with his Maiev, but the altar is now up, and they're still starting to poke this out a bit, with another hook attempt by Denado. Yeah, good poke against Lauber. At least get that, and Lunara, she needs to be the one to get some more damage connected. The Pumpkins are still threatening the bottom bell tower, so all of them destroyed. But here's the channel, and I think they're gonna let it go. They get the hook, and Meridian at least. Poly is there immediately, but they're aiming for the Stormbolt connect, and they get it. The shots have been fired. Team Ash is willing to take a few hits here in the earlier stages of the game. And one of the reasons is, of course, that level 10 was already so close that the Donuts would lock it in very quickly. They even have to give up the bell tower. We have Haymaker and Odin. Marker doesn't hesitate for even a second. The moment he gets his ult, he drops it right away. He knows that this is the best use of the ult at the time. He is going to get the bell tower conversion together with his team. And instead, what we're seeing from Team Ash is just an attempt to get some counter damage at the top. They're not going to be able to take the bell tower. It's not going to be an even trade, but they get some experience and they at least try and take the gate down. The problem is, Lucio's speeding all of this up with ease, and here's the fight. They don't have level 10. This is a disaster for Team Ash. They lose Brightwing instantly, and here comes the delivery system as the commitment is made. Lauber is low, and he survives as he simply uses his ult. Another hook. They still don't have level 10, and now finally it's there. But Denado, he doesn't go for the Gorge. Wouldn't have made a difference here. Instead, we're gonna get Putrid Bile once more. 6 kills to 2. 1 level lead, bit more than that, and the advantage on the bell towers. So right now, Team Ash, they are playing from behind. Oh boy. They're trying to retake this. A bit of poke is happening. The disc on Lauber. They're trying to go for Lauber here. Lucio is here as well, but the hook that is thrown his way gets easily dodged by Skog. And he lives to fight another day. They're slowly poking this out, but of course, up at the top, the altars, they're now coming in. They're stealing another camp away. There's a lot of momentum for the Donuts. And they have a lot of momentum just in general. If you are 0-2, you're pretty much already resigning yourself to losing the series. You're of course going to do your best to win the map, but in the back of your head, you always know that it's not going to be easy. Winning the first map then and then winning the second gives you a lot of momentum and also confidence, and they can carry that now through this game. Altars have been exchanged, 5 shots to 3, meaning we have a 10-point lead for the Donuts. They're 10 points ahead right now, which isn't insane on this map. It's nothing too crazy, so it's definitely something that you can recover from. This is, again, as I said, the comeback map in the game. They're already retaking the bell tower. But they still have to play it slow because they are behind in experience. They don't have level 13. Once that hits, it's going to be easier for Stitches to hit these hooks. And we'll see how they can go from there. Maiev is going to play a big role here too. Bishops had a great Maiev on the last game. Wasn't enough to win it for them, but still, he's a threat. He's a big threat there. He has a level 13 talents now, so we're getting the Divine Rage. Getting the bronze. There's a lot of raging going on right now for the Chili Donuts. There's the hook again, but they're getting only Muradin with it. So yeah, he finds himself in another haymaker position, and Bishops gets dropped. Brightwing is too late. Even with a disc, there's no surviving. And once again, they drop Odin as they're saying, boys, this bell tower belongs to us. And since they can go also for Lunara, the helping hand doesn't even help. Because, well, we got again the Wrath of Anguirus. So they get Lunara too. She's as dead as Bambi's mom. And that's now 8 kills to 2. 1 level lead. Finally level 13. At least the hook rage has been extended. But they need some magical hooks in order to bring this one back around. Not impossible, as I said. But it's not going to be easy given the position they're in. They're going to lose another bell tower here. It's going to be another 5 points. They need these hooks. They need good hooks. They need the plays. They go for Macke. Can they maybe make a play right here? Macke is still able to make it out. The shots are being fired. Muradin is playing with Stitches a little bit at the bottom left. But the rest of the team, they are not going to get the hits in. So, there's that. Maiev, by the way, has Whoopi in the corner. Yeah, Muradin. Stormbolt is being missed. And they're letting that slide for now. Okay. Still the 2 kills to 8. Still more than a level lead. Yeah, it's tough. 6 stacks for Macke's level 4. Master Assassin. The hook is dodged. They got some vision. But the hook got dodged, so another camp is stolen away. 17,000, 18,000 damage from Macke. 28k by Lunara. 28,000 damage by Lunara, but they just cannot get those kills. She's poking and poking and poking, but someone needs to deliver the final blow whenever the targets are low. And so far it hasn't happened. Maiev, she's also at 20k. So when it comes to damage output, they're just much better. But it's just not coordinated damage on a single target. That's the problem for them right now. With all of the CC that the Chili Donuts bring to the table, they can just target these plays way better. Already, the Stormbolt. Yeah, Lauber gets attacked. They want the poke. They want to take that bell tower down, and they're going to grab it. Triple altar phase. It was important to take it down now. And this is where you have to go for fights. The problem is, they're now again a talent behind. Again, they are at a disadvantage. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Team Ash, they were 2-0 ahead after pulling off a reverse sweep yesterday, and now they are maybe gonna lose to the Donuts. Great performance, of course, from the red team. It's incredible that they were able to recover, being taken down twice, but now it's another 10 shots, 8 shots that are getting fired, and at single digits. No, actually not quite. There's still 10 points on the core once that the top right is being taken, so yeah, good for them. But once you have level 16, you need to make some moves. There's no other way. You have to be aggressive around it. And there it is. We got the Pulverize. That in and of itself is oftentimes a game changer. They're going for a potential kill on Lauber as they're making the play there. The Haka is waddling his way back down to the bottom fight too. Lauber jumping out. Good damage. But the problem is that Stitches is isolated. Denado is low. Putric Bile. Can they save him and get a kill? They save Stitches at least. But can they get the kill? Nice connect! And the kill on Tychus. That was big. Morenas, he dies, but he helped his team to at least take one of the damage dealers down. Everybody else is getting chased though, and they are really in trouble here, aren't they? They could lose everybody. Denado is low. The stun hits Brightwing first though, but it's Imperius that follows up with Stitches, and 3 are down, and they're losing more and more ground as Bishops himself is now also targeted, and Whoopi kills him with a jet propulsion. Guys, that's likely 2 of the bell towers that are going down. The one in the middle is low. The one at the bottom, he should easily be able to take it now. That is a horrific situation for Team Ash. It was such an important fight for them, and at least at the beginning it didn't look too bad, but now it's 12 kills to 3. Level 17 versus level 16. The pumpkins are stolen. The bell tower is retaken, and it's happening just as the altars are being announced. Nearly impossible to take this one back in time. And if both are claimed by the red team, it's GG. 5 points. 5 bell towers against 3. They need to deal also with those pumpkins, of course, or they're going to take the core down even further. Chili Mountain has been building up so much momentum throughout this entire series. If that trend continues, then they are going to give Team Wah a run for their money in the next round, always assuming they can take it here. It's not over yet, but it could be. The first 5 shots are fired. 2 points on the core. They're down to 2 points on the core. Here comes Odin. Bishops is low. The disc is out in the back. And the first kill is Lunara. Lunara is down. Great ult again by Lucio. The Stormbolt connects with Maiev. She's dead. And so is Brightwing. This is game. GG. Well played. The Chili Donuts. They take the victory. They take the win and advance to the next round with a reverse sweep as they take Team Ash down, who now finish 4th at the X Cup Winter Playoffs.